Hey there, and welcome back to another mini episode of The Practiced Life. I'm calling this episode At the Speed of Slow, and you're just about to find out why. So, I have been spending lots of time thinking about creating space. How can I use my practices to create more space? How I can get more comfortable without cramming some bit of content, not doom scrolling, not mindlessly scrolling, not watching TV I'm really not watching, how I can get more comfortable with space. And that kind of dovetails right into what I want to talk about today, which is the speed of slow and how rich and rewarding it can be. It's not something we value in the Western culture. So give yourself grace if you grew up thinking you have to be snippety bippity on it. You have to be doing and busy and scheduled and social and all the things. That's how we were raised. That's what this culture has seemed to value. And like all things, it seems to value it until it doesn't, until there's a breakdown and burnout and all kinds of other consequences. Then there's a righting of the ship culturally, and all of a sudden we're breathing and practicing yoga and things like that. So setting your tempo to the culture and to the external world, not a good idea. Not a good idea. You have to be in charge of you and what your tempo and speed of moving through life is. And that discomfort with space, as we talked about in one of the last episodes, is of course we're just uncomfortable with it because our nervous systems are used to being dysregulated. That's what we know. We know dysregulation. We know that impending sense of, I got to hurry, I got to get it done, not enough, I've got to get it done, I've got so much to do. So I really have been giving this some thought and thinking about how, for my own self, how I can make the speed of slow more delicious for me, how I can make it a wanted thing, the speed of slow. There's a oftentimes you hear people talk about the sacred pause. I'm going to call it a love pause. When you are walking the path of the practice life, which is really about using micro practices to fill up your love cup, so you can really, throughout the day, come back to yourself, take care of yourself, be sweet to yourself, be compassionate with yourself, bring some gentleness back to self. That is developing that quality of appreciating space and being with yourself in the now moment, feeling comfortable with nothing to do and nowhere to be. So, when you're talking about the speed of slow, you know how when you make a snap decision, I used to feel like I was so finely tuned to myself that I could just snap decision this and snap decision that and snap decision that. But really, that was again a product of dysregulation. Just used to doing everything so fast, I wouldn't even take time to see how something lands in my body. So even now, after we have this conversation and you go back to your life and somebody asks you, what do you want to do here? And you can feel a snap decision rise up in you. It may very well be the absolute right decision, but even snap decisions deserve some slow rolling. So you might say in your own mind, oh, that's my decision. And now take a beat. Take a beat. Let that land in your body. Maybe go for a walk. Maybe get a glass of water. Do a little slow rolling on that snap decision and see what does it feel like in your body to think about that decision. As we practice this, we start to feel the truth in our own bodies. We start to feel the truth. What is the truth? What do I really want here? What do I really want here? And we start to savor the now. Like in my now moment, I'm taking a love pause. I'm doing some slow rolling. I'm seeing how that snap decision, my first inclination, how that's landing in my body. Is that my truth? Is that my truth? Is that the decision I want? Is that still resonating now that I've given myself a beat to really take it in? And it's not always the case. It's not always the case. Sometimes those snap decisions, it isn't like, oh, that's my first gut instinct. Not necessarily. If you've lived your life dysregulated, it just might be a symptom of that disease of dysregulation. So I've come to see for myself that fast is not synonymous with enthusiasm and passion. Because sometimes the real fire is a slow burn, letting something land on you, letting it kind of basking in it internally, letting it build, really looking at it from all the angles and seeing what happens in your body feeling wise. Fast is not always best. And it's always good to check your fast. Just check it. Just check it. Slow roll it. Just check it. Make sure it's not dysregulation, a pattern of just moving through your daily life so fast you don't even take a minute. So think about adding some speed of low into your life, and think about just checking some of those decisions and seeing what really is your truth now. I was talking to a wonderful woman in one of my workshops the other night, and she was talking about a big decision she had to make, but she was in conflict. And I'm just like, well, why do you want to do that thing? And she said, because I want to. And I heard her and I'm like, oh, thank you for the gift of that. Because I said to her, why can't I want to be enough? Why does there have to be 50 other good reasons? Why can't I want to be enough? And that's something I think women in the middle of life who were raised a certain way feel less comfortable making I want to enough. And that's something you can practice when you slow down. Is this something I really want? And let me practice allowing I want to be enough of a good reason for me to make any choice. You can spend some time. I really love this topic. We're going to keep talking about this because I think there's gold in these hills. I think practicing creating space, practicing something else besides scrolling, practicing living at the speed of slow could really yield some real positive things for those of us who learned a different way or spent our careers in total dysregulation. Another resource I want to tell you about, you can learn slow no matter where you are in life. It's never too late to change. Even my 89-year-old dad always tells me, it's too late for me to change. Not so, Papa. Not so. It's never too late. As long as you're breathing, it's not too late. If you go to my website, you can check out my 2 foundational courses. One is Mastering Meditation. I designed it for anyone who thinks they can't meditate. And Breathwork for Beginners. Both of them, they're cheap as can be. They're cheap as can be because I want more people to be able to take them and have that experience. Go to sherrysalata.com, click on Course Hub at the menu, and you will find them right there. Let's live some slow. Let's live at the speed of slow and relish and savor this life experience we're having. Thanks for listening. I'll see you next time.